Hi there. Today I will be presenting the solution for the IGCSE Mathematics 0606 May-June 2023 exam, paper 2. Okay. Now, first thing first, this solution was made before the official mark scheme was published by Cambridge. So it is recommended that you try to solve the questions as well. Okay, let's make a start. Number 1. Here we are asked to solve the given inequality. Solve means find the unknown variables, in this case, x. So what we can do, we can group all of the terms on one side and leave 0 on the other side. And we end up with this quadratic expression. Next, we can find critical point. Let's change the inequality notation into equal notation. And we can factorize this quadratic expression, and we have these two x values. Okay. And then we make the sketch. The parabola is, of course, concave up or opens upward because the coefficient of x squared is positive. And next, we refer to this notation, which is greater than. So we want part of the parabola above this line here. So we want this part and we want that part. So the answer is x is less than 1 or x is greater than 4. Next, we are asked to change from standard form into vertex form. So we can use completing the square to get the answer. And next, the question says hence, means use the previous result. Yeah, so hence write down the equation of the tangent to the curve y, okay, at the minimum point. To generate a tangent equation, we need a point, in this case, the minimum point, and we need gradient. Minimum point can be extracted from this expression. Yeah, minimum point is at 0.24, so 24. And to find a gradient, we can differentiate y first to get this expression of the gradient function and substitute x with 2. So the gradient is 0. And using the general form of a linear line, y is equal to mx plus c. Okay? We substitute the point, the minimum point, into this expression to get the value of c. Therefore, the tangent equation is y is equal to 4. Number 2, we are given this curve equation where x is not equal to 0. In part A, we are asked to find the coordinates of stationary points. This means we need to find the coordinates where the gradient is equal to 0. So we have to differentiate first to find the gradient function, and then equate this to 0 to find the x values. There are 2 x values because in the question this word is plural, so more than 1. Yeah. So we substitute these 2 x values, x equal to -1/4 and x equal to 1/4, into the curve equation to find y coordinate. So here are the 2 coordinates. Part B, these stationary points have the same nature. Use the second derivative test to determine whether they're maximum or minimum points. Right, so what we can do, we differentiate y dash, this one here, we differentiate to get y double dash or second derivative, and we substitute one of the x values. Yeah, because the question says both points have the same nature, so I just choose one of these. Yeah, that belong to this point. Okay, so I choose x equal to -1/4, substitute this into y double dash or the second derivative, and the answer is 256, which is greater than 0. Therefore, both stationary point, both of this point, they are minimum. Number 3, it says no calculator. All right. Show that x plus 3 is a factor of this expression. First thing, what we can do, find the x values that will make this 0. Yeah, so x is equal to -3. Substitute this into this expression. The answer is 0. So that's how we show it. Part B, the question says this curve and this line intersect at 3 points. That means we can equate them and simplify to get this expression. Okay, and the question says the curve and the line intersect at 3 points A, B, and C. These points are such that the x-coordinate of A has the least value and the x-coordinate of C has the greatest value. Show that B is the midpoint of AC. So this means we need to solve for x. Okay, so let's use syntactic division. Let's write all of the coefficients of this cubic equation. So we have -2, 3, 23, -12. Let's try -3. Okay. And we bring -2 down here, multiplied by -3. That's equal to 6. We add these two. 3 plus 6, that's equal 9. 9 times -3 equal to -27. We add these two and we get -4. -4 times -3, that's equal to 12. -12 plus 12, that's equal to 0. So x plus 3 is one of the factors. Okay, one of the factors of f of x here. Okay, and these are the coefficients of quadratic expression. So we have -2x squared plus 9x minus 4 equal to 0. We factorize this quadratic expression to get the other two factors. Therefore, x equal to -3 half 4. Now remember, the question say A has the least value. So point A is equal to point -30, and C has the greatest value. So point C is equal to 0.40. Next, the midpoint. Show that B, that half there, that is B, is the midpoint of AC. Right, so we have this A or point A and point C. To find the midpoint, basically we find the average of x coordinate and the average of y coordinates. So -3 plus 4/2, that's for the x coordinate, and for the y coordinate is 0 plus 0 divided by 2. So it is shown. Moving on to number 4. variables x and y are related by the equation y is equal to 2 plus tangent 1 minus x, where 0 is less than or equal to x is less than or equal to pi over 2. So based on this, then this must be in radian. Given that x is increasing at a constant rate of 0.04 radians per second, find the corresponding rate of change of y when y is equal to 3. So we're given y equal to 3, but we don't know x. Therefore, we need to find x first. So we substitute y is equal to 3 into the given equation. Okay. And then we find x. Yeah. What I did here, I'm just checking to make sure that there's only one value that satisfies this given condition. 0 is less than or equal to x is less than or equal to pi over 2. So this is just to make sure. Yeah. So x is equal to 0.215. So after we find x, we differentiate the given equation. So we find dy by dx that give us minus secant square 1 minus x. And then we substitute x with this value here. Just to make life easier, I just go with this exact form, 1 minus pi over 4. Yeah. And we end up with minus 2 over root 2. Now remember, the question is asking for rate of change of y. So that means dy by dt. dy by dt is equal to dy by dx, which we get here. dy by dx when x is equal to 1 minus pi over 4 multiplied by dx dt. Now this is given. Yeah. This one here. Yeah. Given that x is increasing at this constant rate, 0.04 radian per second. So this is dx by dt. We multiply these two and we get the answer. Number 5. Variables p and t are known to be connected by this relationship, where a and b are constants. Values of p are found for certain values of time. Part A, show that a graph of log p, LG means log or log of base 10, against t will be a straight line. So we change the nonlinear form into linear. Yeah. So we apply log base 10 to both sides. Yeah. This one here. Why we apply log base 10? Well, because it's indicated in this question here, log or log base 10. Yeah. So we apply log or log base 10 to both sides. Yeah. And then we use one of the law of logarithms. Yeah. So we transform log of a product into addition of log. Okay. Then we end up with linear form, which is y is equal to mx plus c. So there you go. Okay. And next, part B. The diagram shows the graph of log p, that's log p, against t. The graph passes through 0.06 and 0.1412. Find the values of a and b. To find, okay, let's find b first. Now, b relate to log b, which is the gradient. So let's find the gradient. Okay. We are given this 2 point. So we just use change in y divided by change in x, yeah? 12 minus 6 divided by 14 minus 0. So this is the gradient, 3 over 7, which is equal to log b. So equate them. Now b is equal to 10 to the power of 3 over 7. Next, we want to find a. Yeah. So let's use log a, which is the y-intercept. So log a is equal to 6. Therefore, a is equal to 10 to the 6. Next, question C. Using the graph or otherwise, find the length of time for which p is between 100 million and 1000 million. So let's transform these two values into log or log base 10. Log base 10 of 100 million is 8. And then log 1000 million is 9. So we have 8 there. We go across, find the intersection, and we go down and find the corresponding values of t, which is 4.6. And then next, we find log p is equal to 9 from here. Okay, and then we go across, find the intersection with the line, and then we go down and find the corresponding value of p. So from the graph, the length of time is equal to 7 subtracted by 4.6, which is equal to 2.4. Number 6, okay, part A1. Find the first 3 terms in the expansions of 1 plus x over 7 all to the power of 5 in ascending or increasing powers of x, and then simplify the coefficients of each term. So we only want the first 3 terms in increasing power of x and simplify each term. Okay, so this is the answer. Next, question A2. The expansion of 7 times 1 plus x all to the power of n times 1 plus x over 7 all to the power of 5, where n is a positive integer, is written in ascending powers of x. The first 2 terms in the expansion are 7 plus 89x. Find the value of n. So what I do here, I find the first 2 terms of this binomial expansions. I just want the first 2 terms. So here they are. Okay, and then I simplify. Remember the formula for combination. Okay, and again simplify the 2 terms to get this 1 plus n x. Next step, we just multiply. So we have 7 multiplied by 1 plus n x multiplied by, here I just take the first 2 terms from this expansion. Okay, so multiply them and then simplify and group them based on the power of x to get this expression, and then equate this to 89x plus 7. That is given. Okay, so this is given in the question. Now let's take a look at the coefficient of x. Okay, here we have 5 plus 7n on the left-hand side, and we have 89 on the right-hand side. Therefore, n is equal to 12. Next, question 6b. In the expansion of k minus 2x all to the power of 8, k is a constant. The coefficient of x to the power of 4 is divided by the coefficient of x squared is 5 over 8. And note that the coefficient of x is positive. We are asked to form an equation and hence find the value of k. Oh, right, so we want the coefficient of x to the power of 4. Yes, from the expansions of this, okay, binomial expression to the power of 8. So here it is. Yeah. We have the term that contains x to the power of 4, which is the fifth term. And we do the same thing here. We find the term that has x to the power of 2. So we use the same formula. And here it is. Yep. So this is actually the third term. All right. And the question says the coefficient of x to the power of 4 divided by the coefficient of x squared. So we have 1120k to the power of 4 divided by 112k to the 6 is equal to 5 over 8. This is given. So we solve for k. So we have to answer here. K is equal to plus minus 4. But remember, the question says the coefficients of x is positive. Yes, so here we have x, so x to the power of 1, using the same formula or binomial theorem. Okay, so k must be negative, so we can end up with positive coefficients of x. Therefore, the answer is k is equal to minus 4. We reject k is equal to 4. Okay, number 7a, we are given f of x, where x is greater than 1, and we are asked to find f dash of x. Give your answer as a simplified algebraic fraction. Okay, well, firstly, I change this expression into exponential, and then I find f dash of x using chain rule. Yep, so here's the answer. Part B, variables x and y are related by this equation. Using differentiation, find the approximate change in x when y increases from 10 by the small amount 0.01. So we are going to use this formula. dy by dx is approximately equal to delta y by delta x. So we need to find dy by dx first. So we differentiate y. Okay, I use product rule. Okay. I use product rule here and I simplified. So this is dy dx. Here we are given y. Y increases from 10. So this is the initial y. So I can find x. So I substitute y is equal to 10 into this equation to find x. Then I can substitute x equal to minus 4 over 5 into dy dx. So this is dy dx when x equal to minus 4 over 5. Then I can apply this formula. Okay, dy dx is equal to 62.5 is approximately equal to delta x over delta y. Now this is given, this one here, 0.01. Therefore, delta x is approximately equal to 0.625. Okay, next 7C1. Differentiate y is equal to x cubed ln x with respect to x. So here I use product rule to find dy dx, and this is the answer. Okay. Moving on to C2. Hence, find the integral of x squared over 6 times 2 plus 3 ln x with respect to x. Hence means use the previous result here. So let's rewrite this into this expression here. Okay. And let's distribute x squared into the bracket. Now, notice that this expression is the same to this, the one that we get in C1. Yeah. So the integral of this expression here is obviously this one, x cubed ln x. And the integral of x squared is easy, just x cubed over 3. And don't forget plus c because this is indefinite integral. Okay. Let's simplify the answer. So there you go. Number 8. A curve has this equation where x is in radians. The normal to the curve at the point where x is equal to 4 pi over 3 cuts the x-axis at the point P. Find the exact coordinates of P. To find P, we need to know the normal equation. And to find a normal equation, we need a point. We know x, and we need to find y coordinate. So substitute x equal to 4 pi over 3 into this equation to find y coordinate. So here is the point. And we need gradient to find a normal equation. So we can differentiate y. Okay. And then substitute x with 4 pi over 3 to find the gradient of a tangent. That will lead us to the normal gradient. So knowing this point and the normal gradient, we can now find the normal equation. So this is the normal equation. Okay. I didn't simplify it. I just leave it at this form. And next, the question says, the normal to the curve at the point where x equal to 4 pi over 3 cuts the x-axis at point P. Cuts the x-axis means y equal to 0. So I substitute y is equal to 0 to here, okay, to find x. Therefore, this is the P coordinates. Question 9. A particle travels in a straight line so that t seconds after passing a fixed point, its velocity, v meter per second, is given by these. Yeah. pay attention to the time interval. Okay. Now, the total distance traveled by the particle between t is equal to 0 and t is equal to k is 13.4 meters. Find the value of k. Well, to find distance travel, we integrate the velocity. So total distance travel is equal to integral from 0 to 4, 0 to 4 of e to the power of t over 4 with respect to t plus integral from 4 to k of 16e over t squared with respect to t. And given the total distance traveled is 13.4. Okay. So we integrate both of these. Okay. And then substitute the lower boundary and upper boundary of each expression to get these, and then solve for k. Therefore, k is equal to 10. Last question of this paper. Number 10, you are given a diagram that shows a triangle OAB. C is the midpoint of OA. Point D lies on CB such that CD to DB is equal to 2 to 3. Also, we are given vector OC is equal to vector C, vector CB is equal to vector B. The point E lies on AB such that vector OE is equal to lambda vector OD, and vector AE is equal to mu vector AB, where lambda and mu are scalars. Find two expressions for vector OE, each in terms of vector B, vector C, and a scalar. And from there, find the ratio of AE to EB. What we can do is we can start from these two given expression. Okay, so we have vector OE is equal to lambda vector OD, and vector OD is equal to vector C plus vector CD, and vector CD is equal to 2 over 5 vector CB. So that's one expression there that contains vector C, vector B, and a scalar lambda. Next, we can use this. Vector AE is equal to mu vector AB. Vector AE is equal to minus vector OA plus vector OE. That one there. And then vector AB. This is AB. Okay, vector AB is equal to vector A O, or minus vector OA plus vector OB. Okay, and vector OA is just equal to C. So we have minus 2 vector C here, and vector OB is equal to vector B. Yep. Simplify to get this expression that contains vector B, vector C, and a scalar. So we have two expressions. Yeah. And we can equate them. Yeah. So we have lambda C plus 2 over 5 lambda B is equal to minus 2 mu vector C plus mu vector B plus 2 vector C. Okay. Now let's equate them based on their vector, because here we have vector C and also vector B. Let's begin with vector C first. On the left-hand side, we have lambda, so put lambda here. And from the right-hand side, we have minus 2 mu plus 2, okay? And let's call this equation 1. Now let's look for vector B. From the left-hand side, we have 2 over 5 lambda. And from the right-hand side, we have mu. Okay, and let's call this equation 2. Remember, we want to find lambda and mu. So we have 2 unknowns, 2 equations. So we can solve them using substitution. So substitute equation 2 into 1 to find lambda. So lambda is equal to 10 over 9. Substitute this into either equation 1 or 2 to find mu. So scalar mu is equal to 4 over 9. Okay. Knowing scalar mu, we have vector AE is equal to 4 over 9 vector AB from here. Therefore, the ratio of AE to EB is equal to 4 to 5. So there you go. I hope this presentation helps. Thank you.